I'd helpfully noted the garish red color of the bed the first time we visited the room. But this time, something looked off. Near the top of the bed, the color looked darker than before. It was a knife with a distinctively wavy blade, a blade that was covered with blood. So, there hadn't been just one knife, but two. But which one had stabbed the prince? Or had they both? My discovery seemed to have led to more questions than answers.
I say, darling, what have you got there?
Well, it seems to be a knife. I found it here under the pillow.
A knife? Goodness, do you think it could be the murder weapon?
I'm not sure, but it very well could be. Let's just leave it here, shall we? I'm sure the police will want to know about it later.
Very well, dear. I do so love a good secret.
The police weren't yet here, but it made no matter. I had seen everything I needed to see. It was time to lay this mystery to rest and expose the guilty party for all to see. I do so love it when someone other than me gets their comeuppance. Wonderful. Everyone's here.
Begin, what exactly?
Why, exposing the murderer, of course.
You mean you know who it is?
Of course I do, my dear. Don't you?
Well, no. I'm not sure. At least not yet.
Pity. You were the one who said we had to see the truth for ourselves or something, weren't you? Well, it's a good thing that at least one of us has been busy this past little while.
Come now, darling, you simply can't keep us in suspense like this. Are you going to tell us or not?
Yeah, after all this, it better be good. Not that I'm getting my hopes up or anything, mind you.
Tut-tut. All in good time, my dear little girl. First, we all need to agree on some basic facts. Mr. Klops, you've been posted out in front of the house ever since we found the body, yes?
Yes, ma'am. That's right.
And did you see anyone leaving the house? Or anybody hanging about at all?
No, ma'am. There was no one there. And nobody would have got past me, that's for sure.
No, I'm sure they wouldn't. That glowering gaze of yours alone would be enough to send them scurrying back the way they came. As for the rest of us, did anyone find any trace of a break-in? Broken windows, muddy foot...
Indeed not. I saw nothing of the sort, and if I might say so, a magician's eyes are trained to spot even the smallest of details.
I didn't see anything either. Not a thing.
Good then, so we agree. Nobody else has entered or left the house, which...
Hmm.
Darling, darling, this is just too much. If you make us wait even a moment more, I shall need a glass of brandy and a...
Oh, I'll take more orange juice. If someone is getting drinks, that is.
Yes, sir. But first, how about we hear who did it?
This is it then. There's no going back. It's time. Whoever I point to now is not going to be terribly pleased with. If they wanted to have half a chance of getting away with... It was you, Comtessa de Cressidra. You killed Prince Titanico.
Me? Oh, come now, darling, you can't be serious. Tell us who you really think did it. You are serious? Oh dear. And here I...
Now, ladies, I'm sure you can still be friends. No doubt this is all just a misunderstanding.
Oh, really? Would you still have been friends with the prince if he'd accused you of murder?
Ah, well, you...
Well, I do know that Misfortune here doesn't mind a bit of dark...
I'm afraid this is no joke. But hopefully we can agree at least. That was a lie, of course. It became personal the instant the killer tried to frame me.
Good, I do prefer to remain civil about these things. But
Why, thank you for indulging me, dear. In fact, I don't think that's such a terribly difficult question to answer. Had been spreading rumors about you of a most dangerous nature. Rumors about the nature of your late husband's untimely...
He did sometimes say there were rumors at the court, but it was all just what other people were saying.
Oh, my dear. Trust me, I know a bit about spreading gossip myself. It's just what the other...
Okay, so they were rumors. So what? They're always saying nasty things in that den of snakes.
I dare say, Miss Leah, that you are an outsider to this particular game. For a woman like the Comte, then along comes Titanico, a man wanting to play the same game, and even with some amount of skill at it. I expect it was that...
Ah, Contessa, allow me to congratulate you on a touching service.
he was just the sweetest man, wasn't he? I know that I shall...
Indeed. Although I must say his trusting nature did not always serve him well at the card table. Sometimes...
Oh yes, that would be just like him. Of course we never played at home.
Of course. I agree. Besides, perhaps you prefer that your husband did not see just how clever and
You're quite the flatterer, Prince.
No doubt you were a force to behold in your prime.
Perhaps Titanico had incriminating evidence of some kind, or perhaps he didn't. Either way, it was clear he was a threat to you, Comtessa.
Okay, so let's say there was some sort of cloak and dagger power play going on here. Isn't...
Hey, just what are you trying to say? I'm just...
Leah just means that...
Oh, well, that's true enough. Do you have any idea how fussy the prince was?
Yes, Mr. Klops, I'm sure your work was terribly trying and all that, but the point...
You mean...
He told us so, did he not?
And you think he was going to reveal some preposterous theory?
Is it now? I think the prince had this whole little show carefully planned. It was a message about how even respected aristocrats...
Well, I can't deny it does sound like something.
Yes, it was a win-win for the prince. Maybe the Comtessa offers to buy his silence. Or the only thing he didn't count on was how decisively the Comtessa would act when backed.
I still maintain this is all nonsense, but I can see we're not going to get nowhere arguing about it. In any case, it doesn't matter. How?
Yes, indeed. Let's consider how the prince might have died.
How? Don't we know how? Took a shiv right to the back.
He was stabbed, yes, but was that truly the fatal wound? You see, in actuality, the prince was pushed first and was only stabbed later.
Misfortune could be right, I think.
Precisely. This happened up on the landing, next to the phone where he'd gone to take his call. If he was distracted and standing right next...
Yes, that makes sense. If he was already on the ground and couldn't fight back, it'd be...
My, Mr. Klops.
What? No, I just got a professional interest. Blood's...
Oh, I don't doubt it. In any case, our clever Comtessa couldn't risk that the prince would survive the fall. So, she finished him off with a dagger that she'd had the foresight to pick up during our tour of...
Wait! There was a dagger in the cabinet right here in this room.
Sherry's right.
We were all in this room, dear. If there's a dagger missing, any one of us could have taken it.
This is it. If I can just show what she did with the missing dagger, I think I can answer that question for us. Hidden elsewhere in the house by the killer. To be precise, it's under the pillow of that garish red bed in the queen bedroom.
You mean to say you found the knife?
I'm telling you now, aren't I, dear? Ask the Comtessa if you like.
Indeed I was, and there certainly is a knife in that room.
Oh, I think that you do. Horatio.
Yes, it was. I saw Klops running out of the hall, and...
Yes. And where was the Comtessa when you found her?
Why, I found her in the queen bedroom. Oh.
You all see now, don't you? In the time immediately after the murder, the only one who spent any time alone in that room was the Comtessa herself. She's always had a wonderful eye for detail, you know. No doubt she noticed during our tour that the ghastly bed would be the perfect place to hide a bloody dagger.
Oh my. Could it really be?
Hey, I hear sirens. The coppers are here.
Oh, at last. Don't just stand there, Klops. Go let them in. I'll keep an eye on things here. I'm sure the Comtessa will cooperate, won't you, milady?
I've said all I'm going to say tonight in the absence of my solicitor.
So you finally admit it, then?
Such a rude question, my dear. I admit nothing, except for the fact that you shall certainly be hearing from me again, in one capacity or another. Now, if you don't mind, I'm feeling a bit fatigued, so I shall go give my statement to the police, and get this dreadful affair over with as soon as possible. I bid you good night.
Do you really think she could have done it? She always seems so proper and refined.
People can do all sorts of things when they're feeling desperate enough.
Yes, I guess they can. At least it's all over. For now.
Perhaps I too should have been relieved that it was over. But the Comtessa was a woman with friends in high places. Guilty or innocent, there was certainly a chance she might beat the charges either way. Would I indeed be hearing from her again? Would I have to be doubly careful in watching my back from now on? But those were questions for another day. The important thing for now was that I was off the hook. And one really must look on the bright side of things from time to time after all.